I didn't expect to fall in love with him. He wasn't my type, too polished, too charming, too good at saying the right thing. But he worked with me. He was 10 years older, established, confident. The kind of man who always made eye contact when he spoke, always knew exactly how to carry himself in a room. And I was flattered. When someone like that pays attention to you, it's hard not to be drawn in. It started slowly. Flirty comments. Meetings that turned into after-hours chats. Inside jokes. And before I knew it, we were something. Not official, never official, but something deep, intimate, private. I thought I knew him. I really did. We were together for a year. That's a long time to be fooled. At first, it was exciting. I felt seen. Wanted. He made me feel special, like I had cracked a part of him no one else could. He told me I understood him. He said things like, "You calm me down," or I can actually breathe around you. I believed him. Of course I did. But as the months passed, things began to shift. He started acting strange. He would pull away for days without explanation. Avoid certain conversations. Never invited me to his place. Never let me stay too long in public. It was like he had walls I couldn't reach, and every time I tried to ask, he gave just enough to keep me quiet, never enough to feel secure. Then the red flags became impossible to ignore. So I did something I should have done a long time ago. I asked around. Discreetly. Quietly. I needed to know if anyone else had questions about him. And that's when it happened. One of my coworkers looked at me with wide eyes and said, "Wait, you mean his wife doesn't know?" Wife. My stomach dropped. No. No way. I felt something inside me break. Like my chest physically cracked open. I kept asking questions. Got more and more details. Confirmations. Whispers. Little pieces of truth that painted a much bigger, uglier picture. He was married. He had been married for 10 years. They had been together for 20. And they had 4 kids. 4 little ones. And for a whole year, I was the other woman. Without even knowing. I felt disgusting. Betrayed. Numb. And not just for myself, but for her. His wife. This woman who had no idea. This woman who probably kissed him goodbye in the mornings while he was texting me. Who sat at home feeding their children while he whispered lies in my ear. When I confronted him, he didn't deny it. He didn't even seem surprised. He told me his wife was the best woman he'd ever met. That she gave up her career for him. That she left her country, her entire life, just to build a family with him. That she was irreplaceable. And then, he told me he never wanted to see me again. That was it. No apology. No shame. No explanation. Just gone. And me? I was left in pieces. I blocked him. Deleted everything. Every message. Every photo. Every trace of him. But the ache stayed. The betrayal echoed. Not just mine, hers. I couldn't stop thinking about her. The wife. The mother of his children. The woman who believed in him. I couldn't stand knowing what I knew and doing nothing. She deserved the truth. Not for revenge, not for closure, but because she had a right to it. Because no woman should be blindsided by the person they trust most. But then came the second realization: I couldn't be the one to tell her. Not directly. Because we still work together. And I just got promoted. I can't afford to lose this job, not now. He's dangerous in the way only a narcissist can be: subtle, manipulative, charming on the outside but cruel behind the curtain. If he found out I told her, he'd make my life a living hell. Quietly. Systematically. He'd smile to my face while setting fire to my career behind my back. So it has to be anonymous. And that's the problem. Because I don't have any proof. He was careful. Smart. Smarter than I gave him credit for. And I, in my pain, deleted everything. I didn't want to see his messages, his lies. I just wanted to be done. I didn't think ahead. So even if I wanted to send screenshots, I have nothing. And if I did, he might trace them back to me. But there's a way. I have a friend, a good one. She's a model. Literally. Beautiful, confident, bold. She offered to help. She said she'd add him on Snapchat, flirt a little, bait him. She knew he'd take it, men like him always do. She said she'd collect screenshots, and I could use those. Evidence. Evidence I never had. I trust her. And then comes the second hurdle: I don't know how to reach his wife. I don't have her number. No email. I tried looking her up online, nothing. No Facebook, no Instagram. It's like she doesn't exist digitally. I only know her name, what she looks like. He once showed me a picture, and their home address, which he casually told me once. That's all I've got. So now I'm stuck. Do I print the screenshots, write an anonymous letter, and mail it to the house? What if he opens it? What if she never sees it? What if he knows he only told his address to me and no one else? What if he puts the pieces together? I've thought about mailing it from a different city. From a random location. Using gloves, a fake envelope, a throwaway email for reference. I've thought about making it look like it came from someone else, a stranger, a concerned bystander. Because it has to be untraceable. I'm not dealing with someone average. He's educated. Charismatic. Street smart. He knows how to read people. He gaslit me so subtly I didn't realize it until I was drowning. He would love bomb me, then withdraw the moment I got close. Then reel me back in again. He knows how to twist narratives, play the victim, rewrite history. And I fear for her. Because if he finds out, he won't comfort her, he'll control her. He'll tell her I'm lying. That I'm jealous. That I made it all up. And if she loves him, if she's still holding on, she might believe him. I'm terrified of that. Because then he wins. Again. This has been eating at me for weeks. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about her. Imagining her in the kitchen. Tired. Distracted. Loving. And completely unaware that the man she sacrificed everything for is a liar. And I feel responsible. I didn't know, but I still played a role. So I want to fix it, without destroying myself in the process. I need a plan. A solid, clean, intelligent plan that he can't trace. One that tells the truth, protects me, and gives her the chance to make her own decisions. Because she deserves that. At the very least, she deserves the choice. And if I don't do it, who will? This can't be how her story stays. And this can't be how mine ends. It's been 3 weeks since I found out. 3 weeks since everything I believed unraveled like a badly tied knot. 3 weeks since I blocked him, deleted everything, and sat alone in my room asking myself, over and over, what now? At first, I did nothing. I walked through my days like a ghost. Smiled when people asked how I was. Answered emails. Attended meetings. Pretended to be normal. But every night, I would lie awake in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying everything. Every lie. Every touch. Every moment I mistook manipulation for love. And still, the worst part wasn't what he did to me. It was what he was still doing to her. His wife. I imagined her folding laundry. Cooking for their kids. Looking at him across the dinner table with eyes full of loyalty. And I felt sick. Because I knew the truth, and she didn't. I couldn't live with that. So I started planning. The first step was gathering evidence. And for that, I turned to my friend, the one who had offered to help. Let's call her Maya. Maya is stunning. Confident. She knows how to get someone's attention without even trying. And most importantly, she's loyal to me in a way I didn't even expect. She added him on Snapchat under a new account. It didn't take long. 2 days. 2 days before he took the bait. Before the compliments started. Before the flirtation crept in. Before he offered to meet up for drinks, just us. He hadn't changed a bit. There was no remorse. No hesitation. Just the same pattern. Maya sent me the screenshots. I stared at them in silence. It was like looking at an old version of myself. Every line, every sentence, things he once said to me. Copy-paste charm. It made me feel sick. But it also made me feel strong. Because now, I had something. Proof. Now came the second problem, getting it to his wife. Anonymously. I was terrified. Every scenario played out in my mind. What if he opens it? What if she never sees it? What if he suspects me? What if he retaliates? But the fear didn't matter anymore. I couldn't keep living in silence. So I bought a burner phone. Cash only. No names. No ties. I created an anonymous email address. I printed out the screenshots, blurred Maya's name. And then, I wrote the hardest letter I've ever written in my life. It didn't accuse. It didn't insult. It didn't attack. It told the truth. I told her I was one of many. That I didn't know about her. That I was manipulated, lied to, discarded. That I wasn't coming from a place of revenge, only truth. I included the address of a Dropbox folder with the evidence. I wrote that she deserved to know. That I was sorry. And then I signed it. From someone who wishes you nothing but strength. I printed the letter, placed it in a plain envelope, and mailed it to their house from another city, a town I don't even live in. I wore gloves. I didn't use my phone anywhere near the post office. I wiped every possible trace. And then I waited. Days passed. No word. No reaction at work. No subtle glances. Nothing. I began to wonder if maybe she didn't see it. Or maybe she did, and chose not to believe it. But a week later, he came into the office, late, angry, distracted. I watched him from across the room. He wasn't smiling. He looked shaken. And then he stopped looking at me altogether. Not once. Not a glance. It was like I'd disappeared. That was my sign. I'll never know what happened behind their door. I don't know if she confronted him. If she screamed, cried, left, forgave. I don't know. And maybe I never will. But I did my part. And strangely, that gave me peace. He still walks through the building like nothing happened. But I see him differently now. I see through him. The illusion is broken. And as for me, I'm healing. Some nights are still hard. Some moments still hurt. But I'm no longer confused. I'm no longer waiting for closure that will never come. I gave myself closure the moment I chose honesty over silence. I know now that love doesn't lie. Love doesn't hide, manipulate, or discard. Love doesn't erase you when it's inconvenient. What he gave me wasn't love. It was control. It was ego. It was cowardice. And I survived it. So whatever happens next, I'll be okay. Because I chose to do the right thing, even when it scared me. And because even if she never knows who sent that letter, I'll always know I did it for the both of us.